Alright guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is Man United transfer talk. Yes, we are talking transfers. The January transfer window is open and this is the first transfer stream I have done this transfer window and of course in 2018. So welcome to AdamMcKola TV. Hope you guys are doing well, whether you're watching this live or watching this back later, whether you've come over from the live stream or on Full-Time Devils all the way to here, then welcome. Thank you for joining us from Full-Time Devils. And of course, if you've just put this on because you saw the notification from AdamMcKola TV, then thank you very much for getting involved. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing, and of course sharing this video. Today we're talking transfers, and in particularly we're talking contracts. Ashley Young, Ander Herrera, Daley Blind and Juan. Contracts all expire in 6 months. That was until Manchester United activated the clauses in their contracts, which means they now will stay at the club for at least another 18 months. It gives United an extra 12 months to negotiate contracts with them if we want to keep them at the club. If we don't want to keep them at the club, then it gives us an extra 12 months on their contract and means their value stays high, because most of these players could have negotiated with other teams and moved to go through in the summer. So it's a great bit of business for United to activate these clauses, and I think it's something that was definitely going to happen regardless, because financially, business sense, it makes sense. Why let a player go for free when you can sell him just by triggering that clause? And if you want to keep him, it gives you a better bargaining position to trigger that clause than negotiate a contract with them with 6 months left. So it's best business for Manchester United. And Juan, Ander Herrera, Daley Blind, Ashley Young are all very, very useful players to Manchester United, particularly the first two. I'd like to think Daley Blind as well. Ashley Young's getting no younger, so of course I can see him moving on eventually in a year or two anyway. But Ashley Young, him sticking around, great stuff. His experience, his willingness to play for the team, is a great squad player to have. Daley Blind, I think, is a fantastic footballer that hasn't been used to his full ability yet at Manchester United. But I think nevertheless he has still been a fantastic squad player, although he's suffered dips in his form. Herrera hasn't been great in 2017/18, but he's been fantastic for United apart from that. And to let him go would be stupid. Juan, fantastic. Double figures in every season he's been here at Manchester United, and of course continues to impress. And we need to keep these players at the club, because even if we don't see them as players that are going to be in the first 11 week in, week out, to let the likes of Herrera, go, Blind go, especially on frees, would be stupid, because we have to replace these guys in the squad. We have to already bring players into this squad to make it better, and to then have to replace someone like Herrera would be stupid. Of course we want to bolster in that midfield area. Some people want another number 10. If that's the case, then and Herrera's game time is going to be restricted. But these are players that I think will want to play a squad game at Manchester United and are happy to play 30-40 games a season, not be playing every single game. I think they'd have great parts to play in the squad. So great bit of business for Manchester United. I'm going to dive into some of your guys' comments now as well. Of course, if you've got any questions to ask on other bits of transfer business, feel free to fire those into us. But today, the news being that the real serious news being is that Herrera, Young, Blind and of course Juan, their contracts have been extended by Manchester United by virtue of the clauses in their contracts. There has been no player signing a new deal here. I think the papers reported it as United sending letters out to them. Officially their lawyers must have sent it saying your contract's been extended, this clause has been triggered, etc, etc. So no player has signed a new deal. It's not that far yet into the negotiations. I would like to think Herrera, Blind are going to be offered new contracts in the next 6 months anyway, because I'd hate to think we'd let their contracts run down to the last 6 months again, unless we were going to sell them in the summer. One person that hasn't signed their contract, and Jord 4 has commented, what about Marouane Fellaini? And that is a great question. What about Marouane Fellaini? His contract expires too in June. He doesn't have that clause in his contract, I don't believe, where he can extend his contract by another 12 months. So that means he can negotiate with other teams. His agent seems to be shopping him about to other teams as well. We've heard him linked to teams in Turkey, heard him linked to various teams in Italy. And Fellaini's a team that will be well sought after. If he's not happy sitting on a bench at Manchester United, in what is probably going to be his last big contract as well, when you think about it, in the peak years of his career, if he's not happy sitting on the bench, he's probably going to look for a move away. And if he's leaving on a free, that means he's going to get a big signing on fee as well. So he could be pocketing 4, 5, 6 million in a signing on fee from another team on the basis that he is a free agent. So he could be tempted by some of these teams, Marouane Fellaini. Because, yeah, he's a squad player. Let's be honest. Marouane Fellaini is a squad player at Manchester United. There's no ifs, buts or maybes. Yes, he has his uses. Yes, he's a very good squad player. But he's a squad player. He could go elsewhere and be first choice week in, week out. TPG says, I think it might be time for Darmian to leave. Victor says Fellaini out. Ines says, what do you think about Jose's comments about him resigning? I think it was great stuff from Jose Mourinho to come out and say that. Of course, I think he may have a hand in some of the stuff that gets spoke about in the press. I think some of his team may be briefing some of the press, saying that I'm unhappy with this, I'm unhappy with that, I want a new contract, etc. Or I'm looking for a move to PSG in order to get a new contract from Man United. I think Jose knows how to play the press, but it was great to hear him come out today and say, I'm staying at Manchester United. I want to stay here for the foreseeable future, and until the club want to let me go, I'm staying. I think that kind of hints at the fact that they're close to an agreement on a new deal for Jose Mourinho, or they have already got an agreement in place and they will announce that probably next week or something. But what Jose Mourinho was saying was great to hear, the way he came out and said that. That's what we want to hear. We want a manager that is committed to the club. We don't like to hear him talking about PSG and these other teams. So it's nice to hear him coming out and saying that. CM the Rapper says, keep matter. MUBY says, do you think Martial is good enough to stay in the squad? What kind of stupid question is that, mate? Herrera and Mata must stay. If they go, who will they replace? Mata is class. Why should we sell him? Fouad says, Darmian, Mickey, Fellaini, Smalling, time is up. I think Darmian could definitely be off. I think Fellaini could definitely be off. I think Smalling is a possibility, although his form recently could have won him back a place. Mkhitaryan, again, a possibility, but I don't think any of these guys could be leaving until the summer at the very, very least. Whose clauses are triggered, says Shoaib. He's just joined. For you guys that have just joined, or if you've been watching this whole time and you want a little recap, Ashley Young, Daley Blind, Juan Mata and the Herrera all have clauses in their contracts, which means Manchester United can extend their contracts by 12 months, and various reports suggest Manchester United have triggered these clauses by sending letters out to the 4 players saying, hey, you're staying for another 12 months. This clause in your contract has been triggered. So it makes perfect financial sense for Manchester United to do that, whether Jose Mourinho has long-term plans for them or not. I hope he has long-term plans for most of them. I would like to see Daley Blind stay around as a valuable member of the squad. I'm not surprised to see him linked with the likes of Barcelona and stuff. I think he could do huge things for those kind of teams. I'd like to see him stay at United. Same with Herrera, same with Mata. I want to see them both stay at United. Yes, we have to strengthen the team, but I don't think that means them leaving the squad. They need to be valuable members of this squad. Tom, no problem, mate. I think Lingard is going to subscribe to us all and become a great player for us, says Shavar. Should we sell Herrera, says Kerman? In my opinion, no. What do you guys think? Pep walked into a ready-made team. Jose is building a team, watching the next 1.5 years, says Gareth. Totally agree with that as well. Everything was in place for Pep Guardiola when he arrived. Fair play to Manchester City for doing that. The organisation of Manchester United hasn't been as good since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Maybe it was a shock to the system, him leaving, but they should have been prepared for that. And since Moyes' management, Van Gaal's management, both failures, the squad's patched up of 3 different managers' visions. Jose Mourinho's had 2 transfer windows. He's now got his 3rd. He's got his 4th, which is the second biggest one that he's got, where he can make real big business. So big opportunity for Jose. Well, I say his 5th windows, and it's 4th and his 5th. No, it's not. It's definitely his 3rd and his 4th. Do we play better football without Lukaku? I don't think so, mate. Fawad says keep Ashley Young. Interesting. At least for the very moment, we are keeping Ashley Young. Anyway, guys, this has been the transfer talk. United triggering the extensions of Ashley Young, Blind, Herrera and Mata. Now, if you've got any questions, now is your time to get them in. Keel says, who was our main target for January? Duncan Castles wrote an article today where he was mentioning Tierney of Celtic, Cessedon of Fulham, and of course Sandro of Juventus. So it looks like Jose Mourinho could be in for a left back. Bale says Ethan. I think that ship has probably sailed now. I don't think we will get Gareth Bale. Dybala or Griezmann, says Kerman, with a fantastic question. I'd like to know what you guys think about that one. It's a very, very difficult one. Dybala or Griezmann? Ooh, toss of a coin for me. Cheers for the comment, Man United. Max. Manny plays is late again. Top, mate. You should be sooner than that. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We've got over 170 people in at the moment. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Today as well, I uploaded a video for you guys, which is the 2017 review. A little bit late, I know, but it's still the first week of January, so I'm sure it's okay to squeeze in. And it's a bit of a video that you can watch at any time. It's a look back at 2017 and whether it was a good year or not for Manchester United. I balanced up the good and the bad, looked back at some of the highlights, went through it all. Have a look at that. It's a decent video. Tested out my new green screen as well. I'll be using that a little bit more to do top 5s, top 10s, etc. So keep an eye on all that content. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to have a FIFA video for you this weekend. We're going to have Derby reaction for you as well tomorrow night. Then we're going to have the match day vlog on Saturday, and loads more content coming up for you. Maybe I'll do one of those top 5s for you on Sunday. And I'm thinking of doing player ratings and maybe like a 5 things we learned kind of thing, reaction to every single match. So that could be something that's added, whether it's this week or next week. But keep your eyes out for all the new content coming your way. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe, sharing and commenting. This has been AdamMcKola TV with a little bit of Manchester United transfer talk. I'm going to get out of here now, but thank you for watching. See you later.